Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link. Not exactly who you expected on your reset video, right? Well, that's alright. Nim's taking a little bit of a break, and I am usurping him as reset guy for right now. Today is Tuesday, April 26, 2022. Almost done with the full month of April. This one has flown by. But you know what that means? It's time for another weekly reset update. Going to be covering all the biggest things that happened over the course of reset. We did have a hotfix go into effect today. There are some big patch notes out about that. I'll have a link to that down in the description box below so you can go and check it out. First things first, we get additional infamy this week. So if you're a Gambit aficionado, you're going to want to hit up that game mode and earn those extra points. In addition to that, we have a new Gambit Labs available this week as well. It's titled Moat Thief. In this game mode, as an invader, you'll be able to steal moats from your opponent by standing near their bank. Blockers will no longer drain the opponent's team bank, so the only way you're going to be able to drain your opponent's moats is by invading when it's available to you and standing near their bank. Hop into it and give it a try. Alright, first things first, we're going to hit up the Vanguard playlist. For the Vanguard ops this week, this time it is a Solar Singe for the weekly burn. Daily modifiers are Grenadier as well as Grounded. For the Nightfall, let's see what we're going to be running this week. The Glassway. Oof, that's going to be a little bit on the painful side. Basic modifiers for this are going to be Scorched Earth as well as Acute Void Burn. And of course, those modifiers are going to increase as you increase the power level required to do them. If you're running the master version, you're going to have a lot to deal with over on the Glassway. Ooh, that's a hard-hitting strike. Have fun with that. Of course, it's going to be the same for Grandmaster unless you've got that Conqueror's node unlocked where you can pick whichever Grandmaster Nightfall you want. As a note here, since this is a little weird, the Glassway is showing up as Nightfall again, even though it was the Nightfall last week. I'd expect that to probably be changed. Bungie probably messed something up on their end, and we'll probably be getting a Nightfall strike cycled out probably before the end of the day, so be aware of that potential update. Alright, next up, we talked a bit about Gambit, of course. We've got Gambit Labs. Moat Thief is going to be active in this game mode. Make sure you run it to get your pinnacle rewards for the week. For Crucible, let's see. Control as usual. Then we've got Regular Clash, finally returning to the playlist. Survival, of course, Rumble, and Elimination. Make sure you run 3 games of PvP to get those pinnacle rewards. After that, let's peep what's available in the Throne World for this week. Of course, we've got the Altars of Reflection. You can run this a few times for some powerful gear. Preservation is going to get you your pinnacle gear for the week. The Master and Legend Lost sector for today is Metamorphosis over in the Miasma. You're going to be dealing with Overloads and Unstoppables with Arc Burn and Arc Shields and Solar Shields. Have fun running for your exotic gear. It's exotic arm pieces, by the way, today. The weekly mission this week is going to be the Cunning, with the base modifiers of Scorched Earth as well as Overload and Unstoppable champions. Again, this is going to increase as you increase in difficulty. You're going to have more and more modifiers to deal with in these game modes, including attrition, which was sometimes bad, sometimes good. I like actually having a basic way to heal yourself in all situations if you're playing the game. Anyways, you can run that for a score of 100,000 to get some pinnacle gear for the week. Now, Wellspring. This time we've got Defend. Let's take a look and see what's dropping this time. Father's Sins. Interesting choice. I don't know about you guys, even after all the buffs, but my drop rate for weapons in Wellspring has still been awful. But this might actually be a decent week to run it. For the Master version, you're going to have Scorched Earth, Unstoppable champions, Extinguish, Match Game, Attrition, and Shielded foes. You're going to be facing Arc, Solar, and Void shields. Might be worth it to get your hand on the Father's Sins, though. After that, of course, all we've got left is Vox Obscura and, of course, the Raid for your pinnacle gear drops of the week. Additionally, the Altars of Sorrow weapon on the Moon this week is going to be the Apostate Sniper Rifle. So if you've been looking to get your hands on that, now's the week to run it. Alright, with that being said, let's take a look at some of the stuff here in the tower, starting off with the Cryptarch. Alright, so today we have got Glimmer purchases for Etheric Spiral, Dusklight Shard, and Baryon Bow. You'll also be able to trade Legendary Shards for Dusklight Shards, Helium Filaments, Spend Metal Leaves, and Glacial Starwort. So if you've got an overabundance of Legendary Shards, you'll be able to trade all of those in for Planetary Mats here. Nothing much has changed with the special orders and material exchange. They have refreshed, so you can still go back and go buy those. After that, we're going to go ahead and check the Gunsmith, see what weapon rolls he's got for us this week. This time around, he is rocking a Perseus D with Shoot to Loot and One for All. Not a bad perk combination for PvE on scout rifles, though the Perseus D isn't really kind of the best scout out there for you. There are better weapons to pick up. The Crate, one of my favorite auto rifles in the game right now, is coming with Steady Hands and Vorpal Weapon. Not gonna lie to you, it's not the worst combination out there, but there are much better combinations that you'll get just by running basic content in Witch Queen. Then, one of my favorite classic scout rifles, the Pleiades Corrector, and this thing's coming with the decent roll of Subsistence and Sympathetic Arsenal. With Subsistence, defeating targets is going to reload your magazine from reserves, but with Sympathetic Arsenal, reloading after a final blow will also reload your stowed weapons. While it isn't the best perk combination ever, this is a great scout rifle. If you can get a decent version of it like Subsistence, Kill Clip, or anything like that, definitely one of my favorites out there. Then we've got the Redback 5SI, an interesting little sidearm coming with Subsistence and Rampage. Not a bad perk combination at all if you're a fan of sidearms. Next up, we've got the Memory Interdict Heavy Grenade Launcher. And this is coming with an adaptive frame, impulse amplifier, and unrelenting. Being able to get that healing back upon kills is something to keep an eye on there. Plus, this is one of the 35 blast radius grenade launchers, so they're not bad in PvP. Then we've got the Typhon GL5 with Steady Hands and Adrenaline Junkie. This is actually a pretty decent roll if you don't have a great Typhon. Between Steady Hands giving you some bonus handling so you can kind of raise and lower a little bit faster, and Adrenaline Junkie giving you bonus weapon damage whenever you get a final blow with a grenade, this actually isn't too bad of a combination. It's actually pretty serviceable. Might be worth picking up. Alright, after that we've got the usual bounties from Mr. Banshee. He's got pulse rifle calibration, shotgun calibration, rocket launcher calibration, and a kinetic weapon calibration. But he's not the only gunsmith that we have to talk to today. Over here at everybody's favorite French filly, Ada-1, let's take a look at the mods that she's got available today. This time, unflinching machine gun, linear fusion rifle ammo finder, precisely charged, and incinerating light. If you're still running Warmind builds, this is a good way to get charged with light since you can still spawn those fairly regularly, and precisely charged is great for you snipers or linear fusion rifle users out there as an option to get a couple of quick precision blow kills, which isn't hard to do especially in PvE, and get yourself charged with light. Make sure you check Ada-1 every day, especially if you're a newer player. She sells very powerful mods that you might not have access to, and you want to keep your eye on that. Alright, after that, let's go ahead and check out Eververse and see what Tess has got for us this week. First things first, for silver purchases, we've got the Glimmering Gunslinger. I do believe she was selling this for Bright Dust last week. Hopefully you picked it up then. Then we've got the N33DL ship. This is like something out of Star Fox. I actually kind of like the way that thing looks. Then, the EXU-14 Exotic Sparrow. The Canned Rage Exotic Emote. Take a look at how this goes. Dangerous. And the Bray Legacy Exotic Ornament for the Polaris Lance. Alright, after that, of course, we've got some of the usual stuff. Concentrated Matter Gem, Glimmer Shard, Scavenger's Boon, and the Workout Dance. Get down with your bad self. Burn those calories, baby. Then we've got Infinality for those of you lucky enough to actually get the Raid Exotic from Valve, the Disciple Collective Obligation. You can actually get that ornament in Eververse this week for about $12.50 Bright Dust. Then we've got the Hive Ghostly Projection for you, those of you out there who want your ghost to smell like space shrimp, and the Vibrant Medusa. Ooh, that's a pretty good shader actually. I can think of a few pieces of armor that green would work pretty well on. Alright, after that, we've got the Do-It-Yourself Forge Master. Banshee would indeed be proud, as you're working on, pretty sure that's the model for Telesto. Bungie's being cheeky here. Good stuff. Oh yeah, look at it. Ready to break the game. Then, we've got the Courtyard Celebration, the Height of Decorum, the E99 Shell, aka the Eggshell, and the 5P3AR Sparrow for you minimalists out there. Then, of course, we've got the Elect of the Empty Hood for Warlocks. Basically, this is going to be the universal armor ornament for headpieces for your specific class, whatever it is going to be, you know, a helmet piece ornament in there. And the Pale Rider for the Fourth Horseman. Who out there is still using the Fourth Horseman? Very powerful gun. Doesn't get enough love. Finally, we've got the Dido Projection here for your Ghost Shell. All of which can be picked up for an amount of bright dust you can see here. For the shaders, we've got 44 Steel, Reef Made, Byzantium Lotus, I like the name, and Time Honored. Then we've got the Reef Oracle Transmat effect, the Jade Coin effects, and the Harpy entrance. That's probably my favorite of the bunch available this week. Any of those transmat effects can be picked up for 450 bright dust. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for your weekly reset vid. Whole new week, a whole bunch of new things to do, a whole batch of new Pinnacle rewards to earn. Make sure you're getting out there and getting it all done. That's it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't worry, Nim will be back before you know it. But for now, as always, my name is the Black Link. You Guardians stay frosty, and I'll see you out there Starside.